Hello, I'm Dawn Payne, founder and creator of DawnMariePayne.com and Entrepreneurs Biz School, and this is Empowerment TV. Today, this video is going to be all about how to deal with failure. Oh goodness, we've all failed at some point in our lives, and even though we don't want to admit it, we all have. And sometimes it's actually hard to acknowledge and accept those failures, but the truth is they happen. And on the road to success, you're going to have setbacks and challenges. So one of the first things I recommend to people is just acknowledge that it happened. Admit that it happened and accept it. We can't change the past. We can't change what happened yesterday or 5 minutes ago or a year ago. But what we can do is we can change the future, and we can create a future that is even better and even more powerful and more meaningful. So the first step is to just really acknowledge that we've had a challenge or setback, and that we have failed at something or hasn't gone as well as planned. But within that, you want to look back and find out, well, why did it happen that way? What happened? What in that course of actions didn't work? And really look at it and see it as it is, but not worse than it is. We often make up a big story in our heads about how bad it was, and it's really not as bad as we make it out to be. And even if it is a really big failure, if you want to call it that, then that means you have an even bigger lesson to learn from it, or an even better opportunity for growth and for success down the road, because you've had an experience that you can use as a catalyst to move you forward and to create something even more amazing in the future. So when you look back as to why it happened, really see it as it is, not worse than it is, not better than it is either. Don't sugarcoat it. Look at the facts of the situation, because in that way you can make changes for the future. And when you're looking back, try and create an empowering meaning about it. Rather than beating yourself up and saying, oh my gosh, I'm a failure, and like taking it on as a personal thing, or saying I suck, or oh, I'm never going to be good at that. Take a look at it and acknowledge that you tried and that you did it and that you at least put yourself out there. If you're not putting yourself out there, then there's no opportunity for success as well. So look at the meaning you're giving it. And if it's something that you've tried for the first time, well, my gosh, at least you tried it. None of us is great at anything when we first start. It takes many, many hours of practice and learning and development to get good at something. And each time we have something that doesn't work out or a little setback, it's an opportunity to grow. And make sure you're looking at that and creating a meaning from it that, you know what, all right, that was an opportunity for growth, and I'm going to learn from that, and I'm going to make changes to the next time I do that action, or I try and create that item or that company or that experience or whatever it is. And that way you can move forward in a more meaningful way. And so you really want to decide what you want to learn from it. And it can be as simple as, I'm going to change the steps that I take, or I'm going to change the actions, or I'm going to regroup and do something totally different because I realized that, you know what, I really don't like that thing that I was doing. I actually started a website that I decided I didn't want to keep. And it was hard to shut that website down and, in quotations, start over, really only from getting into that and taking the steps and learning what I needed to do to create what I've now created. That's the only way I could have got to where I am today. So I learned from that situation, from that experience, and I built on it. And in that process, I learned so many things that the next time around, it was actually much easier. And then I just kept building on what I had learned and kept building on the strengths. So really decide what you want to learn from it. And then the other thing around learning from things is really look at who you are. Who are you becoming, or who did you become in that process? Did you become even more strong? Are you more resourceful? Are you more creative than you ever imagined? Can you weather more than you ever could have thought of? Because now that you're on the other side of it, oh my gosh, when I look back, I think, how did I do that? And really start to bring that into your identity and who you are, so that the next challenge or setback or failure that you have, so-called failure, that you actually are a little stronger in it. You have more resolve, and you can move forward with even more power and even more determination, if that's part of what you learn from it. So really figure out who you're becoming because of these experiences and who you want to become in the future and what you want to learn from. Then you can turn a failure around into a success and create an even more powerful, amazing, and meaningful life. So now I would like to hear from you. What have you learned from your failures? Where are you better and stronger and more amazing because of what you've learned from your past? If you like this video, please share it. I would be very grateful if we could just spread this word and spread the news and share this resource for others as well. If you're not on my website, come on over to dawnmariepayne.com and sign up for email updates. That's where I share a bunch more free training and resources that can help you in your business and your life. And of course, please leave a comment over on dawnmariepayne.com and share what you've learned and from your failures. And remember, keep believing in yourself and keep believing in your dreams, because you really do have everything it takes to make it all happen. I'll see you next time on Empowerment TV.